Hello there guys, welcome to one of my videos. Gonna be giving you an update on some transfer news. So according to recent reports, Manchester United are interested in signing Kieran Trippier from Atletico Madrid. And it says that Kieran Trippier is keen on making a move to Manchester United. He supported Manchester United as a boy and he grew up in Greater Manchester. Now obviously we want to bring him in so it can provide competition for Upamecano. Obviously Upamecano is our first choice right back at the moment. We've obviously got another option at right back, and that is Timothy Fosu-Mensah. It did recently say that we'd offered him a new contract. Now, Atletico Madrid paid around £20 million plus add-ons for Kieran Trippier. They got him from Tottenham last year. He's got around 18 months left on his current contract with Atletico Madrid, and he has made around 48 appearances since his arrival. Now, I think Atletico Madrid are demanding around £20 million for him. Obviously, before he was at Atletico Madrid, he was at Tottenham. Obviously, he had a couple of loan spells with Barnsley and Burnley. And before then, he was at Manchester City. He was in their youth academy for several years. Kieran Trippier is the age of 30. But he's got good attacking intent. Defensively very good. He can get in decent positions, and he puts good crosses into the box. And obviously he's well proven in the Premier League. So would you take him at Manchester United? Now I want to delve into some news on Dayot Upamecano. So the Daily Express have recently said that Manchester United and Arsenal are in for Upamecano. Obviously, we're in search for a centre half. We need someone to go alongside Harry Maguire in our back line. It was coming from The Athletic yesterday saying that we have cooled our interest in Upamecano and we no longer consider him as a priority. At the end of the season, he's going to be available for around £38 million because that's when his release clause does become active. Upamecano has got a contract with RB Leipzig until 2023. And he is the age of 22. He's been at RB Leipzig now for a good 3 years or so. RB Leipzig paid just £7 million for him from Red Bull Salzburg. Now, Liverpool were in for him earlier on this season because obviously Liverpool have got Virgil van Dijk out, probably for the season. They've got Joe Gomez out. They had Andrew Robertson out at one point, and I think Trent Alexander-Arnold's just come back for them. But Upamecano earlier on this season confirmed that it's very likely he will be leaving at the end of the season. But there has been a lot of players on our agenda. You know, obviously Jadon Sancho. He's been another player on our agenda. I think we're going to go in for Jadon Sancho next year. We're going for him in January probably. Recent events at Borussia Dortmund have given us a boost in our pursuit of Sancho, because Dortmund have just recently sacked Lucien Favre. Dortmund have been in a bad vein of form. I think they've only won like one of their last 5 games, and they got thrashed by Stuttgart 5-1 on Saturday. So this is what ended Lucien Favre's tenure at Dortmund. During the summer transfer window, Jadon Sancho was our number 1 priority target. Dortmund said during the summer transfer window, though, that they wanted £108 million. We was not willing to meet their £108 million valuation, and that's the main explanation why we didn't get him. But it said a few times during the summer transfer window that the personal terms had been agreed, the agent fees had been agreed, but we couldn't come to an agreement on an actual fee, so that was the stumbling block. Fabrizio Romano, he's spoken about the Sancho saga a few times during the summer transfer window. So too did Bild's Christian Falk. And Sancho said a few times during the summer that he wanted to come to Man United. And he made an admission earlier on this season saying that it has been hard for him. He has been pretty poor this season though, as Sancho. Don't forget, during the summer, Dortmund set a deadline until the 10th of August, but obviously we failed to meet that deadline. So obviously we didn't get him on the board. But yeah, Sancho's into his 4th season at Dortmund. Like I said, analysing the vast majority of his career at Dortmund, he's been very consistent. He's under contract with Dortmund till 2023, I think. Dortmund only paid £8 million for him from Man City. So they got him for next to nothing. He enjoyed a couple of years at Man City, but the main explanation he left Man City is because he didn't get assured any first team opportunities. And before he was at City, he was at Watford. He was at Watford from the age of 7 to the age of 14. Don't forget, we was willing to offer Sancho that number 7 as well during the summer transfer window. Now, he said earlier on this season as well that we could go in for Ousmane Dembele in January. He's actually one of the alternatives to Sancho. I think we could go in for Erling Haaland next year. We missed out on Erling Haaland back in January. I said it was a shame that we missed out on Haaland because it would have been an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer type signing. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows him well. Because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the one that gave Haaland his debut at Molde at just the age of 16. Back in December last year, Woodward and Solskjaer went to meet up with Erling Haaland in Norway. But obviously, Dortmund got him in January. Dortmund paid, was it just £17 million, and he's under contract with Dortmund till 2024. So he's actually been at Dortmund now almost a year, or is it a year? He has got around the £68 million release clause, but I heard that doesn't become active until the summer of 2022. In recent weeks, Eduardo Camavinga has been in our agenda from Rennes. We've obviously revived our interest in Jack Grealish. Grealish and Eduardo Camavinga are 2 possible replacements for Paul Pogba. But like I said earlier on today, we are prioritising 2 positions for January. Obviously, we're in search for the centre-half and a right winger. They are the 2 priorities for Manchester United. But it is good that we are making plans for next year. We're not only going to focus on the incomings next year, though. We're also going to focus on the outgoings, because he's still deadwood at the football club that we do need to get rid of. Now, next year, I think we're going to be definitely getting rid of Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard no longer gets in our team, does he? But even when he was playing, he was very inconsistent. Don't forget there was a period where he didn't score one goal or got an assist in the Premier League for over a year. Lingard's into the final 12 months now, I think, of his contract. But he's been part of the club for several years. I think we'll also get rid of Odin Ighalo in January when his loan expires. We got Odin Ighalo back on deadline day in January. The main explanation we got him in was to obviously get a cover up to Marcus Rashford, because at the time we got Ighalo in, Marcus Rashford was out with that back injury. To Ighalo's credit though, last season he was our top goal scorer in the FA Cup. Just after the first lockdown, we extended his loan until January, didn't we? Phil Jones will leave next year. Phil Jones doesn't get in the team now, and obviously he's out of injury at the moment anyway. This is Phil Jones' 10th season at Manchester United, so he has been a long servant at the club. He has been with us since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Didn't we pay 16 or 17 million pounds for him from Blackburn? Was it back in 2011 or 2012, something like that? Marcus Rojo is another player I think we'll get rid of next year. Rojo's never really established himself as a first team regular since he came in. He's been with us since 2014. We paid, was it just over £16 million for him from Sporting Lisbon. We did send him out on loan last season with Estudiantes, but he's obviously come back to the club. I think we'll also offload Sergio Romero, because Sergio Romero is now our third choice goalkeeper. Romero's enjoyed a good 5 years or so now at the club. A lot of his appearances have come in the cup games, haven't they? We got him on a free from San Pandora back in 2015. Matic could leave next year as well. Possibly Juan Mata could. Daniel James could as well, because Daniel James doesn't really get in the team now. And when he has been playing, he has been out of form. There's obviously rumours of Brandon Williams going out on loan in January. Southampton are the ones that are interested. Probably Southampton want to bring him in to provide competition for Ryan Bertrand. But I think it'd be beneficial if we put Williams out on loan, because it'd gain him more experience. Williams is now our third choice left back following the arrival of Alex Telles. Williams did play a lot of games last season though, because obviously Luke Shaw had a couple of periods out with injury. And obviously there's been rumours of Dean Henderson going out on loan. But Solskjaer did say earlier on this season that Dean Henderson wants to stay at Man United and he wants to play for the club, and I think at some point he will become our number one. And obviously a lot of United fans are expecting Paul Pogba to leave next year. I do think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be Manchester United manager in January. So it's very imperative that he brings the right players in. Obviously, he's got a good idea of what players he is going to get rid of. To be honest with you, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could still be Man United manager at the end of this season. He will be sacked at some point, just not at this present time. Obviously, Ed Woodward has come out several times to support Solskjaer. And Woodward says that he's fully behind him, despite us having a poor start to the season and despite us getting knocked out of the Champions League. But yeah, Ollie does need more backing at the football club. You know, Ollie's showed his frustration towards our board a few times during the summer transfer window because he wasn't backed enough, but none of our managers have been backed enough since the Sir Alex Ferguson era, and this is one of the main explanations why the board's been one of the biggest problems at the club for several years. And our recruitment policy has been very, very poor. You saw my video that I did yesterday, didn't you? I went through with you the biggest problems at Manchester United, and that is the board, that's one. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, that's two. He's one of the biggest problems at the club, Ole, because, you know, he's way out of his depth. His decision making's very, very poor. He's made far too many mistakes that have obviously cost us games. And he hasn't got that proven pedigree as a manager. So there you go. And like I've said, he will not lead the club to long-term success. But I hope I'm proven wrong. There's a few things he's got to do, Ollie, to prove he's the right manager for Man United. Solskjaer's been Manchester United manager for 2 years now. It's almost his 2-year anniversary at the club. I think is it his 2-year anniversary on like the 18th or the 19th of December. Ollie's got a contract with Man United until 2022. I'm kind of sure that he won't see out his contract at the football club. And this is his second full season at Manchester United. And this season's been up and down, really, hasn't it? Obviously, we've had some good results and we've also had some poor results. Obviously, the good results came against, West Ham the other week, beat them 3-1. Good result against Southampton, beat them 3-2. We had a good result against Everton, beat them 3-1. Had a good result against RB Leipzig at Old Trafford, beat them 5-0. Had a good result in Paris, beat them 2-1. Had a good result against Başakşehir at Old Trafford, beat them 4-1. Had a good result at Newcastle away, beat them 4-1. So yeah, and some people think, the Man City one was a good result. Obviously, the bad results came against Palace on the opening day of the season, lost to them 3-1. Obviously, lost to Tottenham 6-1. Lost to Arsenal 1-0. Lost to Başakşehir in Turkey 2-1. Obviously, lost to RB Leipzig 3-2. Lost to PSG 3-1. Lost to RB Leipzig 3-2, yeah, like I've just said. So, yeah, they are the bad results. But to be fair, we have been in a good vein of form recently. We are unbeaten in our last 5 league games. We've been exceptional away from home. We've won our last 9 away games in a row in the league. And we haven't lost away from home in the league since January. So we've gone almost a year now without losing away from home in the league. And that's actually a record. But our home form is a concern. We have been enjoying our worst start at Old Trafford for around 50 years. We've only won 2 games at Old Trafford in all competitions this season. That was the 5-0 win against RB Leipzig and the 1-0 win against West Brom. And to be honest with you, we was very fortunate to beat West Brom, but we've only won 1 in the league. And that's very, very bad to our standards. I think we are sitting like, is it 8th or 9th in the Premier League, but we are just 5 points behind the top. And there's some Manchester United fans that think if we can make 3 or 4 signings in the January transfer window, we can win the Premier League or at least mount a title challenge up. Now, I don't see us winning the Premier League this season. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has recently said that Man United can win the league. I don't see it happening. We're not good enough yet. Like I've said to you recently, we haven't had a title winning team for the last 6 years or something like that, like Gary Neville recently said. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, so we haven't won it now for around 8 years. If we can finish in the top 4 this season, and if we can win a trophy, I think that would represent a very good season for Man United. Then that would give us something to build on. We can win a trophy this season. We can win the Carabao Cup, win into the quarterfinals of that, and I think we can win the FA Cup as well. We haven't won a trophy for almost 4 years now, and that's very, very bad from a Man United perspective. Ollie did well last season though in his first full season because he got us qualification for the Champions League, also got us third, and he guided us to 3 semi-finals. And we've enjoyed some good periods under Ollie, haven't we? You know, we're enjoying a pretty good period at the moment, unbeaten his last 5 league games, like I mentioned. Went on a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions last season. We was 14 unbeaten in the Premier League. Did well in that 3-month period when Ollie was the interim manager. So there you go. The January transfer window, by the way, will be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as Man United manager, because so far he's enjoyed 4 transfer windows. He didn't get anyone in his first transfer window, but in the last 3 windows he's obviously brought players in, and he's spent over £200 million. He has made good signings. We've obviously seen a lot of players depart the club since he got recommended in. I also like the way he has promoted the youth, because, you know, he's given the young players their opportunities, and he's obviously brought more. He's brought, you know, more young players in, which is good. So yeah, we do play Sheffield United on Thursday. I've already given you my preview for the game. I give you my preview earlier on today, and I also give you my starting 11 prediction. Ollie's press conference is coming up tomorrow ahead of the game, so I will be giving you my reaction to that. Got to be beating Sheffield United. You know, Sheffield United have been abysmal this season. You know, they're sitting bottom of the league. They haven't even won a game yet in the league this season. They've registered 1 point from their opening 12 games. That's very, very bad from a Sheffield United perspective. You know, they failed to win any of their last 7 league games as well at Bramall Lane. The game though at Bramall Lane last season was 3-3, and don't forget we overcame a 2-goal deficit in that game. Was actually lucky not to lose that game. Obviously the game at Old Trafford was 3-0. Obviously Anthony Martial had scored a hat-trick. But I'm surprised at Sheffield United, because Sheffield United were good last season. Didn't they finish was it 8th or 9th? And I give Chris Wilder quite a lot of credit last season because he deserved it. You know, Chris Wilder's got Sheffield United all the way from League One to the Premier League, hasn't he? Don't forget. You know, he's been Sheffield United manager since 2016. He's enjoyed a good 4 years or so now at Sheffield United. Before he was at Sheffield United, he was at, was it Northampton, Oxford, Halifax and Alfred Town. And Sheffield United, like I mentioned, have got a few players out for Thursday. Jack O'Connell's out for the season, you know that. Keane Bryan's out. Oliver McBurney could be out as well. And Oliver McBurney, he's one of Sheffield United's key players. He's probably their best player, Oliver McBurney. I think Simon Moore could also be a doubt as well. They've got other players as well, Sheffield. You know, they've got likes of Norwood, one of their key players. John Fleck, one of their key players. Billy Sharp, one of their key players. Musset, one of their key players. They've obviously got the likes of Phil Jagielka and Jack Rodwell. They've got McGoldrick. I think he's one of their key players. They've got that Lundstrom. They've got Brewster. They got him from Liverpool during the summer. They've also got Burke. They've got Stevens. He just recently come back from injury. And Ampadu has just come back from injury. Sheffield United are coming into this game, by the way, on the back of a 3-0 loss to Southampton. Aren't there? I think in this game against Sheffield, Ollie will be making a couple of changes from the 0-0 draw with Manchester City. Big game on Sunday for us, you know, we're at home to Leeds. And I don't think it's going to be easy for us, you know. Leeds have got a good manager in Marcelo Bielsa. And Leeds do play expansive football. You know, they've surprised a few teams this season, the way they've played and that. It's going to be the first meeting between us and Leeds in the Premier League since 2004. So yeah, so that the preview for the Leeds game will be coming up on Friday. Games are coming up though thick and fast for Man United, aren't they? Like I've said, we've got good players. Rashford's obviously a very good player for us. You know, Mason Greenwood's a very good player. You know, Martial's good when he wants to be, but he has been out of form this season. Bruno Fernandes is obviously very, very good. He's our best player. And he's the best signing we've made since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Obviously, Cavani's a good player. He's enjoyed a fantastic start to his Man United career. Cavani has been out with a muscle problem recently, but he should be available for the game on Thursday against Sheffield, should Edison Cavani. Also, Donny van der Beek's good. I think he should be starting against Sheffield because he didn't start against Man City, did he? I don't know why. He's made 2 starts in the league so far, Van der Beek. I think Fred's a good player as well. He's enjoyed good games this season for Man United. Pogba's good when he wants to be. Analysing the vast majority of Pogba's career, he's been inconsistent. But he's had a good couple of periods, and recently I've got to give him a lot of credit. Don't forget, Pogba's agent has recently said, who is Mini Raiola, that he's unlikely to leave in January, but he said he can leave next summer because Mini Raiola made a fresh statement on Paul Pogba's future yesterday. But Mini Raiola did recently say that Paul Pogba's time at Man United is over and he's unhappy, and he says that he has to leave and he's got no intentions of signing a new contract. Pogba came back from an ankle injury not so long ago. I think Luke Shaw's good as well when he wants to be. You know, Luke Shaw enjoyed a very good game against City. I was surprised he started ahead of Alex Telles, to be honest with you. He was abysmal against Leipzig, though, was Luke Shaw. My element of concern about Luke Shaw is too injury prone. Alex Telles, I think he's a good player and he's enjoyed a good start to his Man United career, but he was very, very bad against RB Leipzig. I think Harry Maguire, he's also good when he wants to be. And Wan-Bissaka is also good when he wants to be as well. And, you know, so too is David De Gea. Juan Mata's enjoyed some good games this season. And that. So these good players at Manchester United. You know, there's a few of them players now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's, because like I said earlier, he's brought around 10 senior players in. But actually, the vast majority of this team is Jose Mourinho's, isn't it? Because Mourinho brought around 11 players in to the football club. Louis van Gaal brought a lot of players in, but obviously a lot of the players Van Gaal brought in are no longer here. There's only a few players here now from the Louis van Gaal era. Moyes brought 2 players in. There's only Matter obviously now here from the Moyes era because Fellaini left, and there's only 2 players here now from the Sir Alex Ferguson era. You know what I mean? So yeah. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.